Welcome back. I'm Megan of North Star Astrology, and I'm speaking to all the signs. And here's some subjects I wanted to talk about and discuss. Is that how those we associate with, or maybe even just met, as in total strangers, can and sometimes do tune in and or reflect, as in the moon reflecting off, or mentally or intuitively reflect who we are as per specific planetary placements or nodal positions, for that matter, almost intuitively according to the path we're on. So say for instance, I've got my Saturn over here in the 7th house in Pisces, as I've got Virgo rising over here. And literally I've had people say, well, Megan, you're too accepting. Well, yeah, sometimes I am, but in a way, I'm glad, because at least I'm not judging others or in any way trying to, underestimate them. But by the same token, this astrology book, written by Marion D. March and Joan McEvers, which is a great way to learn astrology. They say it's the only way to learn astrology, but I don't always agree with that. It's volume 1 of their book on basic principles. I don't agree with that, the fact that it's the only way, but it is a quick, simple way. And, I just got through saying not underestimating anybody else's worth, but for all that, I've actually ended up underestimating my own worth in the fact that I was too obliging or too self denying, or however you want to put it. But yeah, and there's it's just, I don't know, it's kind of in some ways it's kind of sad for me that I've allowed myself to be walked all over on. But I've come to terms with that, and I've been able to finally rise above it, and literally found my worth in many other ways besides just doing astrology. But finding that I am a very tactile person, like I just recently got the new craze of the the fidget cube, and oh yeah, I'm very much of a touchy-feely person, and it's got to be doing something with my hands. Hence the reason I have all of this laid out for you, and then I've got like Jupiter in the 10th house in Gemini, so I definitely express myself with my hands a lot, for sure, even more so off camera. But I mean, because you only see one of my hands. But the other things is that Mercury, when people mistake or assume what they think of us, they're not only expressing something of us or who we are, but they're assuming through their mindset or their Mercury sign. And I'm beginning to realize the tie-in of one another's or another person's natal chart versus how your chart comes together to interact, or and it's really interesting. And like growing up a young girl, I literally used to, without even realizing it, visualize. And it says here that, and I have my Mercury in Pisces. Disregard this right here, but since I have Virgo rising and Pisces is over here on my 7th house, you see, Mercury in Pisces is a very nebulous, very almost otherworldly, almost sometimes too dreamy of a placement for Pisces. And here it's actually saying it's in its detriment, but in many ways I don't feel it as a detriment. I actually feel it as an attribute, because when I was a young girl, I used to visualize, not even knowing that that's what that I was doing, and a lot of times my dreams came true because of it, and I was affirming and doing all these almost like this inner work, because I couldn't outwardly express myself enough. I was abused as a child, and so I was very withdrawn. But as one of my astrologers told me, she said, "Oh, well, that was your survival mechanism." And so true. I mean, if I had, say for instance, like most of my planets are in Pisces, a lot of my planets are in Pisces, and my saving grace is that I don't have my Venus in Pisces, I would be total. I would have been a total welcome mat and walked all over on. But because I had a lot of, I guess you would say, intuition from my Neptune trining over here in Scorpio, all of those planets up here in the 7th house in Pisces. My intuition told me to stay quiet and don't say anything. But see, I didn't stick up for myself enough, and now I'm going, wow, But the thing is, all of that helped me survive a very heavy-handed mother that had her Mars in Aries, of all things, and my mom's a Leo, so she still isn't aware, because she actually doesn't have any oppositions in her chart, so there's no awareness in her chart. But the thing is, where I'm going with this is that it's amazing how I was then versus how I am aware of myself now is like night and day. It's wonderful, and it's amazing actually. So I don't know. It's just one of those things I wanted to share with you, and it's yeah. Again, here we go with this. Literally, Mercury, Mars, Saturn, and Chiron. And now that Chiron is transiting in Pisces and transiting my 7th house, I've been able to do some major healing. And I'm hoping for everybody else that it too is also healing your wounds from the past. And that's my point of this whole interest in astrology. Not only has it validated and acknowledged my inner being and essence of who I wanted to be then, but now am able to set free. It's absolutely amazing. And so that's what I just wanted to be able to share with you all, and I'm thankful that I could. And so once again, thank you for looking up upon the North Star, and have a wonderful rest of the year, and the month even. We're still early in the month of May 2017. Yay!